because light blue is for the prostate cancer. Like pink is the breast. No, I gotta show you guys something else too later.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bearded Respect. I'm BREWCITY Scott, and this is Mike, and we got Jason here. And we will be right back after this intro video. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode number 42 of the Bearded Respect. Jason, you want to start welcoming all these wonderful people?
Yep. So we had Miss BREWCITY was first tonight. She says, take that.
Wow.
Oh, hello, madam.
And they're going to show up. There we go. So, and then we got Scott, big bearded and bored.
Hello, neighbor.
Been seeing his post. He's going to not be big anymore, just bearded and bored. Keeps on that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He's working hard.
Yep.
He is doing it.
And we got Travis.
Hello there.
Hey,
What's up, Travis?
Hey.
There's
Hey,
Mr.
what's up,
Dad
buddy?
Joke. Chris Perez. Hey, Chris.
What's up,
And
Chris?
our friend all
Nice
the
for
way
you
from
guys to
Ireland,
drop by.
Stephen.
Steven, what's
Steven.
up?
And there's Russ. Russ here like clockwork.
What's up, Russ?
He's like a Timex. Takes a bit licking, keeps on ticking. And we got Chris, True North.
What's up, Chris?
Hell yeah!
Hey, and there's, I'm assuming Alan, but Angie and Alan from Angry Redhead. Glad you guys are feeling better.
Hey, Angry.
Hello there.
We got the unofficial Ken,
What's up,
all
Ken?
the way from Hawaii. We got Joshua Ricks. Hey, Josh.
Hey,
Good
Josh.
to see ya. And
Hey, what's up, buddy?
there we
What's
go,
up, Matt?
Foley.
Oh, hello, madam.
Oops.
Pushed the wrong one there.
Yep.
Yep, and there's I shift focused. Last week's winner.
Hello,
How's
neighbor.
it going?
I shift focus. You got to reach out to Educate Beards for your winnings. Haven't heard from me yet.
Yeah, that's a good one, Alan. Debating on which is worse to meet in a dark alley, a mean beard or an angry redhead.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Hey, Ellie.
Hey, Ellie.
See ya. And there's the better half. Hey, Nikki. Good to
Hi,
see
Nikki.
ya.
Thanks for coming in.
And looks like we're caught up.
Cool.
He's in the closet till next year, Chris. All right, let's get the show rolling with the Educate Beards giveaway.
Okay.
We got 22 in here.
There's a message here from my shift focus.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, he said he hit him up on Instagram.
okay. I'll check into it.
Yeah, I screwed that up. Hold on.
I'll look into it.
Cool. Well, should we move on with this giveaway here?
Yep.
Oh, he would type.
That's nice for us. Yeah, Chris, we did.
So hashtag educated.
So Educate Beards promotes healthy hair, eliminates itching, irritation, beard rough, and gives good control over your beard. They're out of Canada. If you didn't catch the show that we had the owners on, one is a combat veteran from Canada, and the other one is a holistic nutritionist.
And
Vato.
stay tuned to our Instagram this month. You might see some extra giveaways.
Yep.
Yeah. They're coming quick now. Yeah. Yeah, we're glad everyone's better.
Yeah, that's always good news.
Oh, Scott said last time he messaged him on IG.
Wow.
Maybe try the email. You know.
Oh, here. Got something for you guys this week.
And
Laced and
Itera.
based.
Yep.
Best scent, in my opinion. My opinion would be the peppermint cedarwood. But that balsam eclipse is pretty good too.
Yeah.
If you don't like if you don't like the peppermint.
Yeah, I like the peppermint, and I mean bergamot grapefruit's not bad either. But Guy, I think you I think you've already. Now, Guy, he was on. Dagan had him on his show. He's from Canada, so
Oh, okay.
I think he's tried Educated before as well. But yeah, I like the peppermint cedarwood's my favorite. Hey, Michael Zarati.
What's up,
Hey,
Zarati?
Michael. Glad you could join us.
Yeah, I miss his videos too.
Yeah, and I gave him a anytime he's able to join us, he has an open invitation to come on the show.
That would be awesome.
I know he's on the road a lot driving, so
Yeah. Yeah, you like them all. That's what. Yeah, they're all pretty good.
All right, let's spin the wheel.
all righty. Here we go.
True North.
Finally, Chris won.
Yay.
All right, Chris.
So, Chris, if we ship it to your main address, that might be the closest shipment ever.
Might be able to walk that across the border.
Yeah, just meet him at the border there.
Well, congratulations, Chris.
All right, Chris, reach out to Educate Beards and let them know what you would like. Give them your address.
And with that, I guess we bring on our guest.
Yeah.
Half of Mean Beards. Well, bring on Joe.
Hey, fellas,
Hey,
how
Joe.
are you?
How you doing?
Doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Great.
Good.
Great to have you on the Bearded Respect.
Oh, this is awesome, man. Thank you for the invite. Much appreciated.
So, for those that are on Instagram, Joe goes by Beardspiration12 on IG. He's got some really good videos, and he's definitely got a giant beard for all of us to respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell us about yourself, Joe.
Well, I'm located in a small town outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, called Batavia, Ohio, and it's actually where Mean Beard headquarters is located as well. I've got my wife Jen. We've been married for 27 years, and we have 3 kids, and just doing life the best we can. You know, it's pretty much what it is. I'm involved with the beard community here locally here in Cincinnati with a local chapter called the Cincinnati Beard Barons. It's just a great organization as well. And then as far as the Instagram piece, I do those videos just for fun, and it's just sometimes entertaining. And if I can make somebody's day, that's the point of it, just one person. So with that being said, it's just something to do and something to have fun with. But I don't know. It was one of those things where you just never want to take yourself too seriously when it comes to social media and that type stuff. There are a lot of people out there that think that I did a funny story the other day about the influencer wannabe as kind of a knock on myself, basically stating that, don't take yourself too seriously. You're really not famous. You know what I mean? There's a lot of There's a lot of people out there that think they're famous, and it's just kind of a play on words, and had fun with that. But as far as the company is concerned, we've been in business since 2017. It says 2015 on the thing, but kind of a backstory on that. The business started off as a company called the Mean Clothing Line, and it was my business partner, Barry Stock, and his wife started that, and they introduced beard oil into the mix in 2017, and I got involved with the company at that time. So pretty much between working with some chemical engineers and everything else, I pretty much developed the whole product line myself and done all the marketing, and it's been a great journey so far. And we pride ourselves in high quality products and high standards, and it's just what we do, just like most companies out there.
Right.
Right.
But other than that, that's kind of I do this full time. This is my full time gig. I do some photography stuff on the side as well, kind of a side hustle. I enjoy that, and I kind of got into that just doing the photography side, shooting either product shots or content for Mean Beard. We were paying a lot of money for those shots, and I'm like, why don't we just invest in a high-end camera and start doing it ourselves? So started doing that about 3 years ago. So pretty much all of the content, everything you see on either my personal page or Mean Beard is done by myself.
Mhm.
So, but anyway.
Well, the pictures on your site look pretty impressive.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And that's one of the things, as far as one of the tricks of the trade that I've learned with Instagram is if you want those algorithms to catch, they look for the quality of photos. So
Yeah, definitely.
That helps a lot.
So when you do shots for Instagram, what do you use?
I'm sorry?
When you take your shots for Instagram, what do you generally use?
I've got a Sony A7R3 that I shoot with a portrait lens, and I've learned to finagle my way through Lightroom and Photoshop and that type stuff. And I don't have a degree in any of those, but it's just something the more you do, the more you learn, and the better you get. And it's been fun. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy doing photography, and it's just I don't know, if you can capture that right moment in time, it makes you feel proud,
Oh yeah.
But,
definitely.
But anyway, any specific questions you guys have about like Mean Beard specifically, about my partnership or anything like that?
Well, why don't we go with your partnership first of all?
Okay. Well, again, like I said, in 2017, how I got involved in the company, that you guys are familiar. We ran the Meanest Beard Worldwide contest. I don't know if you've ever seen that on our page. We started that in 2016, I think. And what it was an online beard competition, and it was focused on 3 parts. The Mean Beard moniker, if you will, is one of our mottos, our pillars is it's not the beard, but the attitude. Meaning that it doesn't matter how big your beard is. It doesn't matter how impressive your beard is. If you don't have the attitude, you don't have a mean beard. And that's kind of the way that we wanted to set it up. So when we set up the actual competition, there were 3 things that were judged. The first was tell us why you have a mean beard, what makes you have a mean beard. And it was basically, some of them were really touching, whether it would be, like a military veteran that's been through some PTSD trauma, how the beards kind of help them, maybe be a symbol or whatever through their recovery and whatnot. Some traumatic experiences, some really touching stories through some of that. And then we went, the second part was we had the story behind the beard, what makes you have a mean beard, and then the photo was the third shot. So, there were basically 3 pieces of that that were put into there. And Robert Michaels, well, he was the last year's winner. So, and he's got a huge Instagram presence as well.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, and he's always, we jump up and down, we scream that positive, aggressive attitude. And he's kind of the epitome of that. He's always that let's go type guy in your face, trying to pump you up and make sure you have a good day, if you know what I mean. And that's kind of why he was chosen to win last year. So that's kind of the groundwork for the competition. Now, to step back to 2017, I ended up finishing top 3 in the 2017 competition. And that at that particular time, I had no idea that it was kind of going to be a moment in my life that was going to change. So this is kind of a long story, guys. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's fine. It's all about you.
I worked for Coca-Cola for 19 years. I was in the corporate office here in Cincinnati. And at that time, they were going through a reorganization, and they wanted me to move to Chicago. And at the time, I think my daughter she was a sophomore in high school, and then my son was in 2nd grade, and I didn't want to move. So I took a severance package. And this is the exact same time that this mean beard competition was happening. And so I finished top 3. They sent me some product. I really liked the product. They had 2 things at the time. They had just 2 oils. They had Gunsmoke beard oil, and chainsaw beard oil. That was it. They didn't have any beard balm. They didn't have anything else. And I kept getting this emails from this lady, and she was asking me, like, what do you think is the most important thing for beards? So she's kind of prying questions to find out, what should we do as far as beard care products are concerned. And anyway, one thing led to another. Emails went back and forth. We had a phone conversation, and at that particular time, it led to me asking, first of all, who are you? And and she proceeded to tell me my name is Heather Stock, and Barry Stock is my husband. He's the lead guitarist for 3 Days Grace. And at that time, I thought, well, that's probably a pretty good dude to go into business with, right? And so I elected to do so. They gave me equity in the company, and
wow.
The next following year, between me and a team of people, we helped develop the product line that we see today. And we launched the product at the World Beard and Mustache Championship in Austin, Texas in 2017. And had a huge table set up. Barry took the team of, I had a team at that time of like a dozen ambassadors. We flew everybody in, and we stayed in this beautiful home in the hills, and we launched the product, and I've never looked back. So it's been a great ride, man. A really good ride. So that's kind of the story behind how I got involved with Mean Beard.
Well, that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So well, you want to talk about your carrier blend? A lot of guys like to know what your carrier blend is.
The carrier blend? Yeah, we use that's basically it right there. Yep.
Oh.
The Metafoam seed oil is a really unique carrier oil. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. There's not too many companies that use that at all. It's extremely expensive carrier oil. It's the most expensive one out of all those. And we spare no expense when it comes to the quality of our product. And that vitamin E is a product called vitamin E. It's MT50 extract, and it's about 2% of the solution. It's really vitamin E is really good. It's a super thick compound, and it's for me personally and I'm not just, I know you guys are sponsored by a beard care product company, but I would stand behind mine. I've tried dozens of products, and I would say specifically that our carrier oil blend that we have is top notch. I put it up against anything. When you go into the scents, obviously they become a little bit more subjective. What you like and what you like. So, but yeah, that's what we've come up with. And we have the 2 different sizes. We have the 1 ounce and actually the 3.38 ounce, just to kind of let you know. It's kind of false advertising, if you will, but in a good way. They ran out of we used to get our 3.38 ounce bottles out of Canada, and unfortunately they've been out of them for like 3 years. So we moved up to a 4 ounce bottle. So it's still, so they're getting more than 3.38 ounces now.
And that's like a huge deal too. Like, it's 20 for a 1 ounce, and then How much?
Yeah.
40 for 4 ounce. That's
that's the. I've got so many repeat customers, man. They don't even mess with the 1 ounce anymore. It's just
right.
all straight to the 4 ounces.
Yeah.
I mean that'd be $10 an ounce. That's like half price.
Yeah. It's a great deal.
Yeah.
If you've got a big beard, man, I mean, it's definitely the way to go. That's for sure. So.
Well, yeah, and you would know.
Yeah. That's the Cannonball blend there. It's more of a summertime blend, but it does really well. It's kind of like a bay rum coconut type deal. It's one of our leading sellers.
Cool.
Yeah, I love bay rum scent.
Yeah, if you pull up the, I don't know if you guys can pull up the Mean Whip. That's a really cool product I'd like to talk about. If you have that, if you can. Pull that.
Yeah, I've got it in here. Right here.
That was the next one.
Yeah, that's a really, really cool product. And it's just, when we developed that product, we wanted, I'm not a big fan of beard balm. I never have been. I'm not a big fan of beeswax. For me, it's just kind of clumpy. And I know there were some beard butters on the market already, but we wanted to develop a product that was kind of a hybrid between an oil and a balm. It's kind of it's like a Swiss Army knife, if you will. And it has hold properties in it like a balm, but it doesn't contain any of the beeswax. So it's to me, I use oil and balm in the Mean Whip daily, and I use them in combination. That's basically the best way to apply. What I'll do is I'll do like a dime size amount of the whip, then I'll put about 5 or 6 drops of oil on it, and I rub my hands together, and then I apply that way. It cuts down on the usage of oil too, because it distributes it a lot more evenly with the Mean Whip. So that contains just you can see the butters listed there, 4 all natural butters, and the 2 scents that are in that are actually clove and cedarwood. That's it. So there's only 7 ingredients in that product, all natural. So, and I won't tell you how I make it though. It's kind of a secret how I do that. But
when did that come out?
Yeah.
When did you?
We launched that in 2017.
Okay.
And then we recently just came out I believe the end of or middle of August. We came out with another version of that. It's called Mean Whip Twisted Lime, and it's a lemon verbena scent with sandalwood and just a tad of peppermint in it. And it's not the original Mean Whip, if you will, is more of a it's an earthy type scent, whereas the Mean Whip Twisted Lime that we came out with is more of a fragrant type. The ladies like that a lot. The carrier, the actual all natural butters that we use, everything that you see there is exactly the same. The only thing that's different are the essential oils that we use. So that's been gangbusters.
Great. So would this be a whipped butter then?
It's kind of like a whipped butter. I'll never talk negative about other companies, but if you were to go to Target or whatever and you were to check like Cremos and it says beard butter, right?
You can always talk negative about Cremo. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like a mass
You're not going to hurt anyone's feelings here.
like a mass produced like that. It's more of like a leave-in type conditioner. Do you know what I mean? It's what it looks like. This stuff is more of a solid substance, if you will. And again, it's whipped, so it does have some airiness to it, if you will. But it just, again, and our slogan for that is tame the unruly, because it'll pull your beard down and shape it a little bit without beeswax. It's definitely not as firm as a balm, but for what I need, it's a lot better for bigger beard, So.
And is this 2 ounce? I couldn't exactly.
4 ounce.
It's how much?
4 ounce.
Okay. I couldn't exactly find that on the website, so I was guessing.
Yeah, it's a 4 ounce container, and it if you do about a dime size amount every day, that's literally about a 5-month supply if you use it in conjunction with oil.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
It is. But I don't know. I've kind of pigeonholed myself with the creation of this because what I've come to find out is it's not only good for your beard. I've got a high-end salon in North Carolina that does ladies' hair, right? Women's hair. He orders a dozen every month, like clockwork. And he sells it to his clientele for use in their hair.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of ethnic groups too that use this for their hair. It's just kind of I don't know. It's just a great product. My wife uses it on her elbows and her feet. I mean, it's just great. It's great for the skin. That's what I tell people about your beard being healthy. If your skin's not healthy, your beard's not healthy.
Right.
So that's why on some of the videos that I make, you see some of those videos of people with a dropper of beard oil just going like this, just dropping it on their beard and going like that. I'm like, dude, you're putting it on your hand. You're into the skin.
Right? Yeah, you got to get down to that skin.
You got to get into the skin. The beard hair is secondary compared to everything else. So
yeah,
I never really understood the dropper on that.
Well, I'm not a Viking, so
yeah. I mean, if you're gonna try and use it to try and get to the skin, that's great.
Yeah, but no, it's just that's what I say. If your skin's not healthy, your beard's not healthy. It starts right there. That's just kind of my philosophy behind the whole beard growth journey. So,
oh yeah.
But so anyway. You've kind of answered one of my questions already by saying you got that high-end salon. So you do wholesale. You have a lot of businesses that buy bulk from you. So you're in stores too.
We do. Yeah, we do barbershop and salons. We do wholesale orders, and then most of my business is online. I am in some brick and mortar. There's a local place here in Cincinnati called Jungle Gyms, and I'm not even you can't even describe this place with words. It's like it's like 120,000 square foot supermarket full of just everything that you could possibly think of.
Wow.
And anyway, they've got an all natural type section, and they've got a whole section with beard oil or beard care products, if you will. And I've been in there for 3 years, and they do phenomenal business for me. There's a couple other companies in there. I think Beardalizer was in there when I came in, and Beardalizer's gone. They're out. I took their shelf space. And I know Honest Amish just went in a couple months ago. So, but it's definitely, if you're looking for beard care products, that's a great place to go, at least here locally in Cincinnati. They've got a really good selection. So,
wow.
But so yeah, I do wholesale orders, and everything from, I had a pharmacy reach out to me. They call themselves the bearded pharmacists. To high-end salons, to like women's boutique shops. So all kinds of different. I mean, we don't. If they want to buy our product and we think it can sell, then you know what, we'll sell it to them. That's the way that I look at it.
Oh yeah.
Here's a question for you from another grooming company. They haven't worked with olive oil butter before. Does it impart much of a scent to the final product, or is it about the same as any of the other ingredients?
It's about the same as the other ones. The one of the questions that I get, there are some people that are allergic to avocado. That if that avocado butter might be an issue. All of the research that I could find is typically it's got to be ingested in order for it to be to have any type of reaction. But no, the olive butter is a lot like the scent is. I mean, if you've smelled natural butters, the scent's not all that appealing. So that's why we, obviously I put essential oils in there to give it a little kick, and clove in the original is definitely probably the most prominent scent that you smell in the original Mean Whip. Yeah. And, I love it. I'm a huge fan of clove. I'm a huge fan of patchouli. I've got a product called King's Throne, and it's clove and patchouli, and it's my favorite. So
hitting on what you just said about using essential oils, back when the oil slide was up. I seen you had natural scent. So you only use essential oils. You don't use any fragrant.
No. So in the actual whips, they're all natural. In the actual oils themselves, the chainsaw, the King's Throne, and those two are all natural oils.
Okay.
Rockstar has fragrance. Gunsmoke has fragrance, and the Cannonball has fragrance. So
okay.
And I went back and forth on that too, because I was one of those all natural type guys, and no chemicals or anything like that. I wanted 100% all natural. I mean, you can't get Bay Rum natural,
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen, and so we kind of and we're completely transparent on that, if you will. If you look at my ingredients list, it will tell you specifically what it is. So for those that want all natural, then the King's Throne and the chainsaw are basically are it. So
yeah, and that is specifically listed on your website, and you even go into depth on a lot of the carriers. So there's a lot of good information on that website.
Yeah, we did. It's one of the things, because I know when I was a consumer, I wanted to know what was in everything that I was going to put in my beard, and so it's just one of those things. We do have a different the butters that we use between the light gauge and the heavy gauge balm are different as well, and I don't know if I can remember those off the top of my head, but basically the difference between the light gauge and the heavy gauge is the amount of beeswax, the percentage of beeswax that we put in each one. So the light gauge is about 15 to 16% of the solution, and then we bump up the heavy gauge. It's about 25%. So the more beeswax in it, the more of a firmer hold you're going to have. So depending on what you want.
Yeah, and I actually like that. I know some people with balms, they like it a little lighter, or there's some guys that are just diehards where they like that I call it like a hard to work with balm.
Yeah.
I just don't like to spend all that time trying to work the balm in.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of there with you. The heavy gauge is not quite that of a mustache wax, though. So I've used it to style my stash before, the heavy gauge, but it's not at that level of like a fisticuffs type, super heavy beeswax concentrate. And I've not come out with I mean, I could easily whip up a mustache wax if I wanted to with beeswax, but my goal was to be able to come up with something that had a firm hold but did not contain any chemicals, meaning that you're going to have to find some type of substance other than beeswax that's going to supply that was all natural. There's a lot of guys, Clubman. Clubman's been around for years. Clubman mustache wax.
Mm-hmm.
If you it's been around for 100 years, right? If you pick up and read the label, you're not going to be able to pronounce any of the words on it because it's 100% all chemicals. And obviously, some of the old school, the OG mustache guys. I mean, there's a guy here in Cincinnati called Taxi Phil. Taxi's, he's one of the best mustaches in the world. He swears by Clubman. And obviously, if those chemicals haven't killed his mustache, I mean, he's had that thing for 40 years, right? So it works for him.
We had another question, and I forgot to ask it, but it was in the chat. Your oil, how would you say the viscosity of your oil? Is it a light, medium, or heavy, thick oil?
That's a difficult question to ask. So when you look at our oils, our carrier oil blend, you look at a lot of stuff like, I'm trying to think what a baseline would be. So we've got argan oil in our balm, but it is I'm talking a minuscule amount. So I'm not a huge fan of argan oil. There's a lot of companies that use argan oil. It's kind of a thinner viscosity, but it's super fatty. All these carrier oils, like food, have a fat content, right? Some of them are high in fat content. Some of them are lower in fat content. If you look at something, for instance, like a coconut oil, it's super fatty. It's great for your skin, but coconut oil is horrible for your face skin.
Right.
What it'll do is since it's super fatty like that, it'll clog your pores and you'll get those infected hair follicles, right?
Yeah.
If you were to use argan oil too, a lot of companies use argan oil in their products. It's fatty. It's gonna obviously over time it's gonna build up, and unfortunately it's gonna clog pores. So the carrier oils that we use are medium to low in fat. It does look thick. Okay, it does look like a thick viscosity, but it's not. It's not going to leave any residue at all. It's I could put some fresh beard oil on and go give my wife a hug, and it's not going to get on her at all. There's some companies that I've tried. My beard looks phenomenal. It's shiny, but man, is it so greasy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ours is not like that at all. No. And so hopefully that didn't specifically answer your question. If you were to pull it and look at it, the hemp seed oil that we have is kind of a greenish color, so it's going to have a green hue to it, and it's going to look thick. But when you go to apply it, it doesn't apply like a super thick beard oil does. So I didn't want, when we created that, we didn't want a super thin, super light, like 100% apricot kernel type deal. We wanted something that has some substance to it. And that's what we came up with.
Yeah, a lot of companies try and stay in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And and a lot of them will, a lot of the revenue, the cost per ounce and everything that comes into play as well with the quality. And some of them some of the companies will, especially like white label type stuff that you get made in China. It's definitely, that can't be good for your beard or good for your skin.
No, right.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
But they might sell a lot though, and cheap.
Right. And that's something I like about the small batches. You're getting better quality ingredients.
Yeah, that's the thing about my company is the production facility we have is, I don't know, it's probably about 600 square foot. Everything's done in house. When I produce my oil, it's not like you just put things together and whip it up and bottle it. And there's a process that I go through that includes like magnetic stirrers. And to whip up a batch is 48 hours. And my yield on a single batch is right at 41 ounce bottles. And it takes 48 hours to do that. So now I have multiple going at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. But it's it's all individually done by hand. I think even if we were to reach, a global level, my goal, my long-term goal would be to employ like 5 or 6 people, what I would consider a living wage, keep all manufacturing in-house. I will never send that out to have somebody else make it ever. And I'm too passionate about the product that we created, and I don't want to let that go. I wouldn't trust somebody else if I wasn't overseeing it make it.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
do you have any employees now?
We got a couple part-time guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially during holidays and stuff like that. So
yeah.
But you're pretty much looking at the day-to-day type deal here. That's what I do, man. I do pretty much everything from fulfillment to manufacturing to marketing to, we've got another team of people that help. They do a lot of behind the scenes type stuff, from like our SEO campaigns and stuff like that. Barry's wife, Heather, she does a lot of stuff too. She does all the ordering as far as raw materials and containers and that type stuff.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's a pretty fluid system that we have rolling right now.
Now, has Barry ever been in the shop mixing oils together and stirring?
Nope.
No. I mean, he's pretty busy with his job too, I imagine.
Yeah, he's pretty busy with his job, and Barry gets involved on big decisions. Day-to-day operations, not so much. But if there's, launch of a new product or a new design or something like that, actually, I want him involved because his creativity. I mean, he's one of those creative type individuals, and he's really, really good at that type stuff. And so, yeah, we'll throw something like that his way, and obviously he gives his input. And but yeah, I think he's getting ready to go on a Canadian tour next couple of weeks. So he just got back from Europe 3 weeks ago and been busy.
There was another question up here. Now that your mean whipped beard enhancer, other than the lime verbena one you have, it's pretty much an unscented product. So does that mean like you could put a couple drops of your oil in it to make it scented, like as you're applying it? Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
When you say unscented, the original whip does have clove and cedar wood in it.
Yeah,
those are the two essential oils that are in it. So it does have a scent. And what I found once we created this verbena lime whip, it's kind of like wine and cheese, right? There's some oils that go really well with the original, and there's some oils that go really well with the new launch that we did with the twisted lime. And so basically any of your earthy tones like Chainsaw, King's Throne, those go really well with and Rockstar. They go really well with the original. I found Gunsmoke and Cannonball go really well with the new Twisted Lime. Actually, that's what I've been wearing all the time is the Gunsmoke Twisted Lime combo. It's been my go-to for the last month and a half, and it's unbelievable.
I have another question. Just speaking of scents and essential oils and fragrance, have you had to make any changes with the new IFRA regulations that came out?
No, we have not.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I know that there's other companies out there. They've had to drop certain scents because they couldn't have that scent with the new regulations.
Yeah, no, we have not had the only issue that I've had as far as. And it's not the scents themselves. It's whenever we put the scientific name of hemp seed oil, and we go to market it on Facebook, they think that I'm trying to sell cannabis.
Yeah.
So,
I've heard that before.
Yeah, that's been the only. It's not CBD. It's not hemp. I mean, it's hemp seed oil. There's no THC.
Right.
So that's
and I've heard some companies in their advertising get tagged for like alcohol.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think it's just a blanket algorithm that they throw into that and just pull if they see something that says hemp seed, whatever that is, then they just yank it. So it's been a nightmare.
Even the glass bottle will link it to alcohol, just like by AI.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes. Yeah.
So, and that's the other thing that I love to do. I mean, with research and development, man, I probably have 5 or 6 products in my back pocket ready to go. It's just what's different. Something to go to market that's nobody's done before, right? And
right.
You see a lot of companies that have done it. I know that I think Beard Brand came out with like a sea salt type application. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's a spray bottle type deal. You got to be careful though if you're dealing with water and the treatment of water because bacteria can form in water. I don't like to deal with anything. That's why one of the reasons I'm not come out with a beard wash too, because for one, I'm not a proponent of washing. I only wash my beard maybe once a month. I rinse it daily.
Wow.
I rinse it daily with warm water. But I only use a detergent once a month. So I think that's the biggest detriment to beard health is overwashing. And that goes back. I mean, do you guys know who Madison Rowley is? He's probably
familiar.
He's probably the most famous beard that you've ever seen. He's like 3-time world champion. I mean, he's got the most majestic black beard that you've ever seen. I saw an interview one time. It's been a while ago, and they asked him how often he washes his beard. He says, I wash my beard once every 6 months.
Wow.
And I'm like, if his beard looks that good, maybe that's a good thing to do. And then over time, I kind of figure out why. So you got, a lot of the beard washes that are marketed specifically for beards, you have to look at what's called the pH level. And when they say everything is pH balanced, like for head hair, that's usually right around 7. 7 is the perfect pH balance. Well, what I found is when I use something 7 or even higher than that, something maybe specific to beard wash, those pH levels go a little higher. They clean your beard very well. I'm talking extremely well. And after you're done washing it, it feels like straw, right?
Yeah.
It just dries it out. So what I found is I did a little bit of research. For washing your beard, you want to have a pH level about 5.5, about 5.5. It means it's more acidic, but that 5.5 range is like what I found personally is the optimum. It doesn't strip all of the natural oils out. And because when I would wash my beard with a normal shampoo, it felt like it was like 2 to 3 days to bounce back to where it was. Even after applying beard oil, it just wasn't as full. I just didn't feel as healthy. And so anyway, that's what I found. I messed around with Castile soap and all kinds of stuff to come up with a beard wash over the years. And I've never been able to come up with one that I found that I could stand behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just, if you guys, do you know who Lance Wooten is? If you look, I'm sure you do, because his Instagram. If you look up his Instagram page, he used to be one of my ambassadors. If you look him up on Instagram, I think it's, if you go to land _ WOO.
Oh, okay.
Do you know Lance? I don't know if you know Lance.
No, I don't. I mean, I think I've seen him before, but
yeah. If you scroll down, look,
giant beard.
Now, if you ask Lance how often he washes his beard, once a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just, again, my personal thoughts of beard washing.
Here, let me bring up a picture of him real quick here. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Let's see if this works.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a monster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Once a year. Wow.
Wow.
Yep, it's no joke. And it looks extremely healthy, I must add.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's no doubt there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to ship him 4-ounce bottles of oil like crazy.
I can imagine.
Yeah, he loves the whip oil combo like what I just talked about. So yeah. He broke away from me and he started his own beard oil company. We're still friends. He's a really good dude. He's kind of fallen out, but he's just it's a world-class beard. There's definitely no doubt about that. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think overwashing. How often do you guys wash your beards?
I'm not going to tell you.
No, I don't want. almost daily.
Do you?
I wash mine daily. I do.
Do you really? Yeah.
I do too, but I'm a blue collar worker. I work in a metal shop, and I weld and grind and burn stuff every day. So it gets dirty. So I
Yeah.
use like the Gentle Daily wash every day.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I don't know. It's I just feel I can get it pretty clean with just with warm water, but I just let it soak, and it feels healthier. I don't know, but
Hey, whatever works for you.
that's the beauty of beards, man. It's to each their own, whatever works, and
Right.
It's just I don't know, but
yeah, you're obviously doing something right.
I mean, we all know genetics plays 99.9% of it's all genetics, right? And
right.
There's not going to be any magic pill or magic serum that you can get that's going to make your beard grow any faster. That's one of the things that I'd love to be able to showcase, if you will, some of these companies that are out there claiming these beard growth pills, and honestly, as a company owner, I could do the exact same thing. We all know clinically that biotin will help promote, hair
Right.
growth, fingernail growth. It's not
Right.
just specifically tailored for. So what you could do is you could go buy biotin, white label biotin, okay, mass produced in a white label, not branded. Take that back, repackage it into a beard growth formula.
Oh yeah.
You're not lying,
Right.
but then you upcharge it, 50% as a beard growth formula.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Oh yeah.
I know it's being done out there. Just if you're running a company and you want to keep your customers, it's not normally something you want to do.
Well, I mean, but like for instance, I want to talk about them. I say I usually won't. They used to be Dollar Beard Club. Now I think they're just called Beard Club. If you look, millions and millions of followers. That's what they do. They've got this beard growth kit. They've got the roller. They've got the pills you can take, and then they've got this serum supposedly that you can put on to promote beard growth. I don't know. I mean, it's a play on words. If you go in and you look at the benefits of all the carrier oils that I use in my product, some of them will say yes, they help promote beard or hair growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
I mean, all these things might promote hair growth. Everything's going to enhance it and help it because it's healthy. That's what's going to make
it. That's exactly right. It's all about the health.
But there's nothing out there that's going to make new hair grow. It's not going to make new hair grow. It's going to help what you have grow.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I just stopped taking biotin because it was making everything grow.
I scroll past them. Actually, I'll dive in to read the comments. And the thing is, like they always say that bad publicity is better than no publicity. And 70% of the comments on those pages are all negative. But they're pushing the algorithm with the conversation.
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, one company that I always hear bad stuff about, they seem to be thriving. That's a Canadian company. That's the struggle, the beard struggle. And I just can't believe how they do so well when their stuff is crap.
Their marketing is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And they've got some heavy hitters in there too that they're using to help market their product. I mean, it's enjoyable to watch their marketing. Yeah. It's really, really good. I've not personally tried their stuff. It's one of those whenever, I don't know, it's just a company that would sell a straightener I have an issue with. Like I won't even put a hair dryer on my beard, because I don't want any heat over, that's just me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I couldn't imagine putting a straightener on your beard. I've never done that before.
I use one.
Do you?
Yeah.
So do I.
Does the heat tear it up? No.
No, you don't want it too hot. I mean,
Right.
You want it like, I think they usually go to like 400. I think some of them go above 400, but you want to stay like in the low 300.
Yeah.
It's like a low heat, you know.
Yeah.
And not for very long. I mean, you got to definitely have the product in first, and then use it.
Do they recommend putting an oil in first?
Yes.
Yeah, and generally I put an oil and balm in first.
Okay.
So.
All right. It probably adds some length too, doesn't it? Once you straighten it out.
Yeah.
Some. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do it more because I have low porosity hairs.
Yeah.
And the heat opens them up to accept the products better.
Yeah.
So that's why I use it.
Yeah. I always tell people when they apply, make sure you do it right when you get out of the shower, because that's when your pores are open. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Under the warm shower. Huh. Interesting. I'm scared to try one of those.
It's not for everybody.
It was one of those things where I was so paranoid about my beard, and you guys are talking about chemicals, right? What's in the
Right.
I didn't even want to swim in a chlorine pool.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't want chlorine on my beard. And but I'm not that anal anymore. I used to be, but
So how long have you had a long beard? Like how long?
I've got a really good story to share with you guys. So
yeah,
this is all about beard safety, if you will. So I started this beard in 2016.
Okay.
And it's the first beard I've ever grown.
Oh, wow.
And December of 2019, we were having a septic issue at our house. And my main sewer line was collapsed. All right. But I thought, being how I am, my wife's like, you should hire a professional. I'm like, no, I'll go to Home Depot and enter one of those. I'm going to rent one of those industrial snakes. Right? So it was a Sunday night, about 7:00. It's dark out here. And so I'm getting the snake. It's gas powered, right? So I'm flip this bad boy on, gas is going. And I've done a snake before, so it's not my first rodeo with that. But anyway, it's just not going because now I know my pipe was collapsed. It's clay pipe. I didn't know that back then. But long story short, I'm going, and next thing you know, this snake catches right here and wraps all the way up underneath my beard.
Wow.
And it is literally pulling the skin off my face, right? So I start screaming like, help, help. My wife comes out and I'm like, hit reverse. And she's like, I don't know where reverse is. I'll turn it off. Well, she finally got it, hit reverse, and it freed up this part. I'm sorry, it freed up the side, but this part here was just completely mangled. We couldn't do anything. So she ended up going to get the scissors, and she cut 14 inches off to set me free.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So anyway, this now is a rebound from December of 2019. I think if you go back and look at my Instagram thing, you'll see where, like, if you look at December 2019, you'll see where it was at that point.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I was like, I missed that part where you got it tangled.
Yeah. So safety first when you have a big beard, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, fortunately, my biggest struggle is just the jacket, zipping the jacket.
Yeah.
That was a couple months ago. I was burning some pieces of wood, leftover plywood, shit like that, just burning up some chunks of stuff. And it was a fairly good size piece. I threw it on there in the air and everything, and the flame kind of went like this. And I singed a bunch of hair on my arms. And I said, "Whew, I'm glad that didn't get my beard, you know."
Yeah, I know.
Well, later that night, I come in and I had just a little wee bit did get singed. It was all hard and crunchy. So luckily, it was only about half an inch I had to trim off. But I'm like, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this. I can't be playing with fire, you know.
Yeah. I was not typically whenever if I work on the Jeep or something like that, I just tuck it in my shirt, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just, but I wasn't thinking that day. Actually, I didn't think the snake would catch like that, but man, it did. Whew. It was
wow.
It was brutal.
Yeah. Actually,
I mean,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Scott.
Actually, I'm a scout for the Bearded Rebellion Wisconsin chapter, and my new vice president, he was trying to recruit a guy the other day, and he had like a normal, it almost looked like a business beard. All of a sudden, he starts pulling this all out of his shirt, and he's got a beard like your size.
Yeah,
that's all braided, and he was like, well, I didn't know how to handle that. Because he wasn't expecting it. He's like, yeah, beard clubs are always trying to recruit me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Have you guys hit terminal length? Are you still growing?
I thought I was at terminal length because I was kind of like at 13 inches for a couple of years. And then I started taking biotin and collagen, and I've gotten a couple of inches over the past 4 months. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is your beard?
I haven't cut it in probably 3 years.
Okay.
So I've had a beard for a long time, about 10 years.
Right.
You know, keeping a beard, not shaving. On and off, you know, I've had a beard, but I've let it grow for the past 3 years. No trims at all.
I'll tell you, Jason's beard looks a lot like mine. At probably 2 years.
About a year and a half.
Yeah, that's about where mine was, because it looks a lot like that because it's kind of wide, right?
Yeah.
As it gets longer, gravity will take hold and pull it. So
yeah,
that's a lot. That looks a lot like what mine did about 2 years. So
yeah, I've been so this is, you know, I've had a beard of some sort since I've been 16 years old, but it's always been trimmed. So just like I said, about a year, it was, I think April of last year, I started to let it go. And so I'm catching myself, you know, working. There was one day I was using a cutoff wheel, cutting something, and a customer was in there. He says, I don't want to tell you what to do, he said, but your beard was awful close to that wheel. I says, ooh. So, yeah, and sometimes I'll run a lathe or something, and even when I'm welding, you know, it sticks out. You know, my welding helmet only comes to about here.
Yeah.
So if I'm MIG welding, you're going to get sparks, and every once in a while I can tell I must be catching one because I can smell it, you know. So yeah, I'm starting to find out I need to start doing this, you know, when I'm working, you know, get that tucked in.
Yep. Yep. No doubt. It's something.
Yeah, I've had goatees for years, so I think that's why my beard grows, it seems like, thicker in that area.
Right.
Than on the sides.
Right. I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I probably had goatees for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Until a couple of years ago when I let it grow full. Yep.
I think they say on the typical male will hit their terminal length by 5 years, is what they say. So between 4 to 5 years. I don't know. Mine's slowed down quite a bit, but it's still maybe an inch every 6 months or so. I think right now it's at like almost 20. So,
is this the longest you've had it?
This is about on par with where it was when I had the accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The beard accident.
So, but yeah, the
Nightmares about that.
no, it was my wife was, I don't know. Yeah. And my wife was more traumatized than what I was. She was like in tears, cutting my beard, cut me free. So
Right.
that's a funny topic too to talk about. Women and beards. It's the one thing that I find is they either love them or they hate them.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground. And fortunately, my wife, she's one of those. She has like the worst nightmare she could possibly have is me cutting my beard and going clean shaven again. She's like, that's grounds for divorce. So yeah, she loves beard. My wife, she loves my beard. So it's one of those things. People,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'd probably have that same situation. My fiance is the one who talked me into letting it grow into a full beard. So
yeah. The one that always just drives me crazy is, the dude's like, well, how come you don't have a beard? He's, well, she won't let me do it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You won't let you grow a hair on your face?
Yeah. See, I got married. I got married when I was in the Army.
Yeah.
And we had our kids while I was in the Army, but they were young when I got out. So they've always known me to have a beard.
Right.
And, my wife didn't marry a bearded man, but she loves it,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, that's like my wife tells me, she's asked me a couple times. I mean, before I let it grow like this, but she's asked me a couple times, when I trim it, she goes, why don't you shave it? She goes, at least once. She goes, I've never seen your chin. I said, you probably never will.
Neither one of them.
Yeah. Neither one of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's funny.
I speaking about another safety hazard too. Grandkids. I got a 5-month-old grandson, and he was up today, and he's at that point where he's wanting to grab everything, and he grabbed a hold of it like 3 times. I said, "Okay, I'm done here." Yeah, he gets a hold of it and he won't let go, and
they're not letting go.
And then he only grabs like a little bit of it. So if he grabbed the whole thing and pulled, that'd be no big deal. But when you just pull a couple, little amount, it's like that's enough.
Yeah. As far as brushes and combs, what do you guys use?
I have a couple Chicago combs. I got that. The hell is it? The number 8. The big Chicago comb, and then I have I think it's a number 7. It's like the long one with like bigger teeth and then tighter teeth.
Yep.
And then I got a little pocket. I think it's a number 1.
Those are all carbon fiber, aren't they?
Yeah. And then I do have a cellulose one that I got from a beard company too. But and then boar's hair bristle brush.
Yep.
That's what I got.
Yeah. Isn't the one from Educated a Kent? I believe I've got one of those. I've got some custom made ones from woodworking company in the bearded community who makes a lot, and then I use the boar's hair brush.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's one of the things too that I teach, or I tell people all the time, that you don't want to use anything plastic.
Yeah.
And a lot of them,
because from when they mold it, it's got that mold line, and that mold line will cut your hair right off.
Yep.
Yeah, I almost forgot here. I have a slide with some of your combs.
Yeah. Those are peachtree combs. Those are more of a leave on the counter type deal. I hand brand each one of those, and then we infuse them with with coffee and tobacco. It's pretty cool.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah, I never did either.
Cool.
Yeah. They work well. I can even use the thinner tooth comb of my beard. It's what I prefer, but the thicker beard would obviously use the wider tooth. But the peach tree is not it's not a super hardwood, so that's why they're $8. But yeah, I hand brand. Now that one, that's a really cool. That's more of a little backstory on that, and it relates back to Barry. So we have he had a fan that lived in the Ukraine, and the fan used to run the 3 Days Grace European like Facebook page or something like that, and they were connected to somebody that does woodworking, and that's the only product that's not that we don't make. We actually buy that, and again, they're made in the Ukraine, and even during all the troubles and stuff going on with the Ukraine, we just contacted them a couple of weeks ago, and I guess they're back in business now. So,
Wow.
but yeah, that's a walnut and wenge wood, super durable, hard. That thing's it's gonna be like a cockroach. It'll last to the end of time, you know.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, it's super thick, and yeah, that's a great quality comb. I know Beard Struggle has something that's similar to that, but I've not seen theirs. But people like that flip comb you can put in your pocket, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty sharp though. It's nice.
Pretty cool. It's cool. And that's Barry's likeness on that. That's his image. So if anybody ever asked, that's Barry.
Yeah, his face is on everything, right? Like it's on all the bottles and
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But
and then I did notice you. Well, here were some combos we didn't talk about. First of all,
yeah,
that one that's appealing to me is the folding comb with the whip.
Yeah, that's a really good price, to be honest with you. Our margin on those flip combs isn't that much, so being the fact that it's one of the products that we don't make. So yeah, it's a great Christmas present and so on and so forth. I do some like holiday markets and expos like that coming up in the next month actually, and those always seem to be one of the better selling presents that we offer for people. It's a good product. But the Mike, I looked through my Shopify, it was not sent. What I would like to do is all three of you guys, I would like to send you an oil and a whip combo.
Cool.
And tell me what you think of it. If you could just give me some honest feedback of what you think.
yeah, absolutely.
Just look at the thing, and then if you guys would do it the way that I described, like a dime size amount of the whip, and then like 6 drops of oil on top of it, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Mix them together, and then go up underneath into the skin, and then back down. Let me know. I'd love to get your feedback on that. I think you guys are going to love it. It's
cool.
For me, it's the best thing. So yeah, just send me a message, Mike. Or I think I just followed Mike, I've already followed you, but Scott and Jason, I just followed you guys back on Instagram. So
Yeah.
We'll get you guys hooked up. Let me know what scent you want. If you like patchouli and clove, I would go with like the original whip and then a King's Throne. If you want to try the new Twisted Lime, I'd go with the Gunsmoke.
Okay.
That's probably what I would do. And I'll get
that King's Throne sounds nice.
Oh, it's
definitely.
Yeah. It is.
That's your favorite, right?
It is. Yeah. And honestly, before I jumped on Mean Beard, I had just I don't know if you guys ever messed around making your own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott has. I haven't. I thought about it, but
yeah. I had done that for probably when I first started growing my beard out. Of course, Googled everything, and the carrier oils that I was using are different than what we use as a company. But I think I was using jojoba oil. Was it jojoba oil? And then, but I love patchouli and I love clove. So King's Throne was actually a lot older than anything. It's the line that I did due to the fact that my son has hemophilia. It's a bleeding disorder, and
Mhm.
my beard started. That's why I started my beard back in 2016, was because they did it's called Beards for Bleeders. It was a cause. Some guy out of Boston started this like 6-month, no shave type deal, just to raise advocacy. And so anyway, I remember when I was growing my beard out, I didn't know anything about beard oil, and I was like, that itch was just killing me, right? What are you doing? And I'm grabbing like lotion, like regular lotion. Just, I got to get rid of this itch. Then I started taking a dive into, homemade beard oils. But anyway, point being is the King's Throne scent that I used back then is still the same scent that we use in this line today. And all of the scents, the names have some type of meaning. And King's Throne to me was the meaning is hemophilia is known as the royal disease. It started back in Russia and through all of the the early days with the incest, and that was a genetic defect. And the lineage that my son's been passed on is part of that royal disease, if you will. And that's why I call that one King's Throne. It's kind of the backstory behind that.
Yeah.
But not everybody loves patchouli. So
I'm a patchouli fan, but yeah, you're right. Not everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so that's the story behind the King's Throne anyway.
What's Barry's favorite?
He likes the Rockstar.
I guess that would fit.
Yeah.
That one sounds good too. It's got the coffee, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It's probably my most subtle scent, if you will. The least scent, subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely an everyday. The King's Throne is definitely not subtle. I'm just letting you know. It's people will. I mean, it's not overbearing by any means, but you'll get recognized with it for sure. Yeah, Barry likes the Rockstar, and I think he likes the Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke's my best seller. Gunsmoke is just a super clean. Everybody smells Gunsmoke, loves Gunsmoke, and but I always tell people if they're going to buy a present to buy Gunsmoke for somebody, if you don't know what they like, because everybody loves it. Chainsaws are the what you would think of as a lumberjack. It's got the fur and bergamot. I mean, it's a real earthy type lumberjack type feel. When a lady smells it, that's definitely her least favorite usually, but a lot of guys like that. They all of the names coincide with kind of the feel, if you will. When we created Rockstar, Barry's like, all right, this is what I'm envisioning. I'm in an old school, like small rock venue, and you got this smell coming, and so we kind of put it together, and that's where we came up with Rockstar. Cannonball, Bay Rum, Coconut. We were thinking about like, the pirates in the Caribbean and Bay Rum and Cannonball. So that's kind of where all the names come from. But,
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, all these scents sound really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a bundle package where you can put everything in one box and
send them all? Yeah. During the holidays, during the Christmas holiday, I do. I offer. We created this combo, like one of everything.
Yeah.
We did put a pretty substantial discount down, and we're thinking like, who's going to buy this? I mean, it's like 5 oils, 5 bombs, and one of each whip, and then a comb, and this and that. I mean, shoot, I bet we sold a dozen of them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the one thing that we've not done is come up with like a half-ounce sampler pack. Like a lot of the companies do, just to scent those. And the reason being is I've not figured out a way to package that without doing something that's like mass produced without machinery. I haven't figured it out. I know there's a lot of companies that do like the packets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've not figured that out yet. And, it's just different marketing strategies and whatnot. I think that from a retail standpoint, we're pretty much in line with the mid-tier level beard oils.
Yeah.
and I wouldn't consider ourselves a mid-tier product. So, but anyway.
So you said Gunsmoke with a Twisted, right?
Oh yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And then they do offer some T-shirts. You also have a patch, guitar picks, stickers. There were some hats, but I noticed they were all sold out.
They're on order. They're on order. That's the other thing too. So we get that from a company called Puka. They're a Canadian company, and they make the best hats. I mean, if you like trucker hats, they're like a good pair of work boots or a good pair of work gloves. The more you wear them, it just fits perfect. It's not one of those cheap trucker hats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we spare no expense in the quality of that stuff. But anyway, we got those on order. Those should be here first part of December, and we'll get those out. T-shirts that we have here. I've got a guy here, local here in Cincinnati. All of my T-shirts are made to order, and he's got a printing press and whatnot. So as soon as I get an order and I send it to him, turnaround on that is 24 hours usually, sometimes 48, depending on what he's got going on. So. He can actually custom make anything. I've had a couple of guys reach out, say, "Hey, can you put?" Because that berry on that shirt is on the front, and for me, I don't wear anything white on the front of my T-shirts.
Yeah,
I know how that goes.
I hate that. So I've had a couple of guys say, "Hey, can you put berry on the back for me?" Or, put that face on the back, and my guy will do that for me, no problem. So
that's cool.
But yeah. That's the one thing I've learned with a big beard is, you want to wear a solid color. You don't want to wear any type of patterns if you don't want to let your beard look thin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, definitely.
But that's just how I do it.
So this one though, with the emblem on the back, it doesn't have anything on the front, right?
No, and we put Mean Beard on the sleeve, so there is no white on the front of that T-shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
And that's I'm kind of a T-shirt snob too. Those are all bi-blend shirts, so they're super high quality. They're not 100% cotton. I'm not a big fan of 100% cotton, so those are all. They got that really super soft feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And the guitar pick that you have there is actually a guitar pick that Barry uses. It's the exact same model that he uses on stage. The only difference is the ones that we have are black. When Barry plays his shows, he only plays with a white guitar pick because when he throws them into the audience, if the black one falls on the ground, you won't be able to see it. So that's why he only uses the white, because the white is easier to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a guitar pick that comes with the balm when you sell the balm.
Yeah, we did that. Just it's kind of a neat novelty. In order for application, it's just a cool thing.
Yeah, you can see it
instead
right
of your fingernail, you can use the guitar pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is probably the most in-depth beard conversation I've had.
Well, that's great. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it, and I know our chat appreciates all the knowledge that you've shared with us.
Yeah, well, you guys are very knowledgeable yourselves. I mean, Jason's coming at me with all these questions about, the Carrot Oil blend and all this stuff, and you know what? I'm like,
that's great.
I'm glad I know my stuff.
You're not going to get Jason.
Yeah.
It's funny because those questions are so important to a lot of people, and it's just I want to know what I put in my beard.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just
What's funny is go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, like, when I came across your Instagram page and started talking to you, I was just like really impressed with your Instagram page just for you. Like, because you're full of positivity. You got some humor in there, and it's real simple stuff too. But like it was really good quality, and I didn't even know about the mean beard thing.
Yeah.
So it was like an added bonus.
Yeah. It's funny because as far as I should probably promote the company more on my personal page. But what I find is, man, anymore with this social media stuff, you start pimping a product or this or that, they choke it like crazy. And
yeah,
it's just how they are. And I mean,
it seems like it screws with the algorithm or something.
I think it does. Yeah.
Man. It's And the thing is, so Mean Beard, we've paid to play before. I mean, we've spent quite a bit of money as far as paid sponsorship and advertisement. And I think once you go down that rabbit hole, they know that that if you want to do it again, you're gonna have to pay for it.
I agree.
And it's it's just one of those things, and you got to do it in order to be competitive. But it's definitely the return on the investment is if you can break even, it's a good thing. That's the way that I look at it. But anyway.
I'm glad we were able to find you. It was a company I'd never really heard of before. Michael mentioned it. And I thought I heard of a lot of companies.
So
we do I do a lot of stuff in Canada, as a matter of fact, because Barry's originally from I think it's called Caldone, Ontario. 3 Days Grace is from Canada. And the reason why I asked you about the company that was sponsoring this, shipping I don't have distribution in Canada. And it's considered international shipping, even if it's like to Toronto, which is literally 6 hours from Cincinnati. The cost of shipping is just through the roof. Even like a first class package is $23 US just to send one bottle of beard oil. And but we've got some diehards, man. I mean, a lot of Canadian customers, and all over the place. I think we ship. It's funny when I go back and I look through my Shopify things. I mean, we ship, and we ship international, but I think some of the weirdest one. I mean, I've got like 3 diehard consumers in Japan.
Wow.
Australia. I mean, all over Europe. And it's weird to see some of those come in sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that's the power of social media in a nutshell. But,
yeah.
That's great. Does anyone have any remaining questions for our guest?
Yeah. I don't know if there's much left to ask. But no, it's been great getting to know you, John.
It's awesome, guys. Good luck at Nationals, guys. Who's going to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck. I'm not going. Yeah.
What category are you going in?
That's a tough one to answer. Because I'm really not sure. I signed up for Full Beard Natural, and fortunately they have prejudging there to determine if I need to go into Full Beard Groomed. So I'm just kind of not sure. But
well, typically what you find is full beard groomed, there'll be less participants.
Yeah. Huh.
So your chances are better there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as all natural is concerned, I mean, I don't know the breakdown. I mean, I think Nationals, I want to say it was 2 years ago, I think. I know the natural groomsman, one of my ambassadors ended up being a national champion. But I think there were only 6 people in that category compared to the 40 plus and all natural.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't expect to win anything. I'm just doing it for the experience. Like, I think it's going to be a great time.
Oh, it's a great time, man. No doubt about it. It's
As a bonus, there's also going to be a bacon and booze festival at the exact same time.
Like right across the hall.
Yeah.
bacon, booze, and beards, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's in my state, so it's only 2 hours away from me.
Oh, yeah. That should be a good time.
Yeah.
We do have another question. Russ wants to know. He says, Joe, your arms, guns are massive. How often do you go to the gym?
I get that question a lot too. So, we've converted our detached garage into I call it the yard. It's an old school, no heat, no AC in it, and whatever the temperature is outside, that's what it is in the garage. But I try to get 3 times a week. I try to work out at least 3 times a week, just to maintain health.
Yep.
Well, you look to be doing well at it.
Yeah.
I too, as you get older, the harder it is. It's like I was telling my wife tonight. I was like, I need to go out and work out, but I know if I work out tonight, I'm not going to feel good tomorrow because I'm going to be sore. So it's just kind of paying the price just to try to stay fit,
Yeah. I got a laugh out of the air bike video.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was a good one.
Where it's blowing the beard all over. And
yeah. I'll tell you what, that air bike is no joke, man. That thing,
yeah, I've used one of them.
it'll wear you out. I think my favorite video I didn't get a lot of traction, was the one with the that guru talking over top. The last one I did when I'm smelling the flower. I love that one.
On the flower.
Yeah.
That's the one that I was like, oh man, I gotta get this guy on. That was hysterical.
Oh, it's funny. But people don't, a lot of the people that follow, like, they're giving me like heart signs and like, fire signs and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, this is supposed to be funny. It's not. You don't get my humor.
Yeah.
It's funny, but yeah, that's the thing about the Instagram guys. I'm sure I don't know if you guys know that you get to a certain point, you can get monetized.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I keep hearing.
And
are you at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. I had a video. It was like the beard before this one, when it was about this length, and I was just brushing it in the mirror and stuff like that. And it ended up blowing up and went viral. And I'm talking like 14 million views. Wow. And that's how my Instagram page got so big. It's not that big, but I mean, most of the followers came from that. And then I just started doing these videos, and then Instagram sent me this message, and they're like, hey, you qualified to be monetized. And I thought it was a scam, right? Somebody's like, send me your PayPal info and fill out this W-9 information. And I'm like, oh, there's no way this is legit, right? Well, I Googled it, and sure enough, it is. And yeah, I mean, you make a couple $100 extra a month just doing stupid videos. Why not do it, right? And
yeah,
it's just, I don't know. It's literally 10 minutes of my time, but you got to get in that creative mind because you want it to,
right,
not be stupid, but be entertaining.
Right,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny. But so anyway, what else, guys?
I think we're at a good spot to wrap it up, Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to share one last thing. Probably should have did this one earlier, but we're going to have a No Shave November charity event on November 26th at 3 p.m. Eastern. All the proceeds will go to Zero Prostate Cancer, and we hope to have a good time and give back a little bit to the community. It's a perfect month for that. So the Saturday after Thanksgiving, Mark your calendars, guys.
Yeah, and with that being said, we forgot to mention it last week as well. Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, we will not be having a show. So this will kind of be our show for that week. And since we're not doing that show, if you guys aren't busy, go over there and support Jay Cruz because he's doing a Thanksgiving show that day. So yeah, we won't be on, but Jay Cruz will be. So go support him.
Yeah, definitely. And so with that, guys, I guess we're going to call it a night. We will see you next Thursday. And keep your eyes out because our Instagram page will be having some giveaways for the month of November.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank Joe for coming on and learning about his company and everything else. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, I appreciate you guys.
Yep. Appreciate you, Joe, and everybody in chat. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah. Take care.
Send me those addresses. See ya.